Toxic people are like tars amongst wheat. You are the wheat and toxic people are the tars. You cannot grow. You cannot blossom when you have a lot of toxic people around. Silence is the best answer for a fool. When you respond and somebody tell you, you dey mad, this is a crazy, so you never don't bust. My life. Hello Schmoozers, Ele here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. How are you doing? If this is your first time, I welcome you especially. If this is your second time, I welcome you especially. If you're a customer dada, I welcome you especially. Also, I welcome you to the third episode of our series titled Dealing with Toxic People. Special shout out to those who has been following closely as well, the first episode, the second episode, and you're here today for the third episode. I especially thank you. I really hope that you have been taking a thing or two from this series. So, without further ado, you know how we do. It is Schmooze time. Please don't let me down. Okay, welcome back. Today's episode is titled Managing Emotions Around Toxic People. Before I proceed, if you're yet to hit the subscribe button, please do so. And also the notification bell as well, so that whenever I put out content, you can jump on it and watch. If you made it to this point of the video, I want to urge you to watch till the end because trust me, you'd get value from doing that. So let's proceed. Today's episode is going to be split into 3 parts, so follow me closely. It is no news that toxic relationship can stir up a whirlwind of emotions within us. I've been saying it for 2 weeks now, and I'm sure that we understand. It's important that we recognize how toxic relationships affect us emotionally, and that's where self-awareness comes in. Today, I'm going to be talking about myself. I'm not just talking about dealing with toxic people because I want to, but because it is a phase that I have passed through, and personally I've been able to overcome it. That's why I started this series with identifying who toxic people are. This part of this episode that I tagged self-awareness and emotional triggers, personally I've been able to understand what triggers my emotions. I've been in toxic relationships, and I would even link what I'm saying to, I got a comment in the previous video where you have some people that say that they are not even triggered, they don't know how to do away with toxic people, they can't set boundaries. I've been like that before, and that oblivion of the fact that I was in that situation actually had like an aftermath effect. I realized that at some point I started seeing myself less. Why? Because of the particular relationship, the toxic relationship I was in. Then when I'm talking about relationship, I'm not just relegating it to just probably romantic relationships. Personally, how I was able to spot these emotional triggers, there's something like, I do a ritual. Let me just say it's a ritual for me. I do it quite often. I really cannot place, but at least in 2 months, I do it. I sit alone and then I start to think. I think about every single person in my life. I think about their impact in my life. I think about how some certain situations or certain places that I went to within either the course of the month or the course of the quarter, depending on when I'm actually doing that, or the year, because sometimes I do like an overview of my year. I just sit down, just me, and I begin to analyze. Personally, God has helped me in a way that God helps me to filter people off my life. I don't even struggle. Just helps me to filter. But then we cannot, and when I sit down like that to think about this, these things, I begin to check, I begin to see how I felt constantly when I'm around some certain kind of persons. Right? So there is this, I awaken myself personally, and I want to urge every individual watching this, ensure that you carry out that survey in your life, because toxic people are like tars amongst wheat. You are the wheat and toxic people are the tares. Remember the story, the illustration in the Bible where an enemy came to sow tares amongst the wheat? Tares is the representation of toxic people. You cannot move forward. That's the truth. You cannot grow. You cannot blossom when you have a lot of toxic people around. The reason I'm saying this is also to talk about, to respond to the comments where in the previous post where some persons were like, oh, what about we that don't, I know they reason them and the rest. No, do not act oblivious of the fact that there are negative people around, no matter how good you are. I can say for a fact that I'm a good person, but I've had bad people around. And the more you stay around these people, these toxic people, the more you limit yourself. So take time to carry out this survey. Check. I'm not saying that nobody can be perfect. The truth is, everyone has an iota of toxicity in them. It's just that some persons, their own is more than their own is they carried it in their head. They have more toxic behaviors, and sometimes they even have it, they do it more frequently. That's why we try to see how we can filter them, right? Now, take a survey. If you feel a certain kind of way, I mean negative kind of way amongst a certain set of people, or probably amongst when you are with that one person, I hope you get. If you feel negative, you feel a certain kind of way, I mean negatively, at least for let's say 60% of the time that you are around someone or a specific set of people, then you have to do something about it. You have to set boundaries, just like the previous video, just like episode 2. So you can go back to watch it if you have not watched it. You have to set these boundaries with these people to protect your emotional health. Do not act oblivious, because you might not get the impact now. In due time, the impact will come, and trust me, is going to be really negative. I have been there, and that's why I'm prompted to actually talk about this. I have been there. I acted oblivious of the fact that this thing was affecting me. And it got to a point where, when cup runs over, and then placing myself in the light that the person or set of people that the persons actually put me in. So it was really negative. So run this survey on self-awareness and emotional triggers that I have told you. You can do it my way, you can do it your way, you can do monthly, just like a reflection on the impact of people on your life and how you feel when you're around these people. You'll be able to spot your emotional triggers. Yes. So I hope this helps. Let's move to the next one. Emotional detachment techniques. One of the most effective ways of dealing with toxic people is to emotionally detach yourself. And during my research and all, I got to find out 3 techniques of emotional detachment. The first one is the gray rock method. I know you might be asking, what's gray rock? The gray rock method has to do with the ability to remain natural and unresponsive. It is to deny toxic people of the response, of the supply that they crave, right? Some persons, there's how toxic, I don't know if it's just me that's like being around toxic people, and then sometimes they intentionally do that thing to you so that you give them that response. I don't know if you have been around someone that likes to fight. The person will prompt you the person will make sure he or she prompts you so that yes, you react. What the Grey Rock method is trying to say is, do not give them that response that they want. Do not give them that reaction that you think. Probably if you, I've been opportune to speak with someone. I'm not a counselor, but I have a listening ear, and God has given me wisdom. So subsequently, sometimes I have people that come around, share their experiences and all. And I had one particular scenario. I told her, I'm not going to say it for purpose of, confidentiality, but I told her that, you see this way you have been reacting to this particular situation, leave it. Don't say anything. The next time it happens, don't say anything. You know, they said silence is the best answer for a fool. When you respond, and somebody tell you, you dey mad, this is say you dey crazy, so you never don't bust. Na lie. When the person is there, the person is going to be the person go turn mumu. Like, why is this person not responding? What's going on? That way, you are breaking their ego. You are breaking them. So sometimes, don't say anything. Use the grey rock method. Be neutral, unresponsive. When the person is done talking, you know that correct scenario. When you're done talking, you leave me. Sometimes maybe even during text, I just say, okay, you win. Okay. So let me know in the comments if you're going to be using the grey rock method. The next technique is meditation. Meditation helps us to activate a sense of inner calmness, peace, resilience. Through regular meditation practice, we can train our minds to let go of negative thoughts, emotions, and then subsequently it now allows us to approach things with composure and clarity. It will help you make better decisions, especially in dealing with toxic people. It will help you give a perfect or the correct response or reaction whenever you're in a toxic situation. So frequent meditation is very, very important. Meditation can even help you. Meditation will even give you the power to practice the grey rock method. So meditation is very, very important. It's very important. It helps. It's an emotional detachment technique. It helps you heal. It helps you even become aware of yourself. It helps you heal. There are a couple of techniques, but I just wanted to pick 3. The next emotional detachment technique, I have said it in the previous video, setting boundaries is the next one. So if you need details on that emotional detachment technique, watch the episode 2. So let me know in the comments if you'll be using any of this emotional detachment technique. Seek support. No one should have to navigate toxic relationships alone. You can't do it alone. I sought support at some point. I did. You can't do it alone. If you do not have anyone that you can talk to, anyone that you can express yourself to, that can help you overcome or deal with that toxic situation or that toxic relationship, you can reach out to me on any of my social media platforms. Reach out to me. Let's have the conversations. You can't do it alone. Seek support. Seek support. It cannot even be overemphasized. You cannot deal with it alone. I sought support. I'm better. That's why I'm talking about this. So you should intentionally seek support. I don't say you should go and tell your problem to everybody randomly, but if you need a listening ear, I am here. If you have someone that you think you can talk with, explain to the person, and you would overcome that toxic relationship or that toxic situation. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching to the end. If you watch to the end, thank you. If you're here to hit the subscribe button, I hope I've been able to convince you to hit the subscribe button. Yes, hit the subscribe button. Also, let's engage in the comments. Very important. The next episode, the next one, which is going to be the final one, I'm going to be answering some questions. All right. So if you have a question concerning toxicity, concerning being in a toxic relationship, you want to share your own story, please do so. We'll be treating that in the next episode. Thank you so much once again for watching to the end. I'll see you in my next video. I love you. Bye.